off on getting the image planes imported into Maya, so I have my back reference, my front, and my side. Now I'm going to start modeling. I'm going to do the leg just for now, and then I'll do the arm, torso, and then I'll start connecting all the parts to it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to ignore the foot, and I'm going to go straight to the leg, and I'm going to scale this into size. In my attribute editor, under polycylinder 1, under subdivision axes, I'm going to switch that to 8. I'm going to then turn on shading, wireframe on shaded, and X-ray. This allows me to see the wireframe on the shaded mesh, but even though it's X-rayed, it allows me to see my reference while modeling, which is great. So now, while I'm here, I'm also going to delete these faces and switch to edge mode, and then I'm going to just literally extrude this in a box modeling fashion, basically, and I'm going to simply start to model. So just going through the process, just extruding. I'm scaling and moving, and that's it. No other tricks here. And then going to continue up the leg. And I'm going at a low poly mesh to begin with. And I'm only using my front reference for the moment. And I'll get to this point, and then I'll extrude out, bring up, scale again, and I'm just working my way up the leg. And start to curve this here, just because I'm going to follow this underwear line, basically. The yellow tights he has on there. And now, from here, I'm going to switch to my side viewport and do the same thing on the shading, X-ray, and wireframe on shaded. And then, literally going to move this all back into place. And I'm only going to be scaling on one axis from here because of it's already matching up in the front viewport. So I need to make sure I just match it up in the side. So I'm only going to scale from one axis here. And then here I'm going to switch to vert mode because there's just a little bit too many of these in here. For the most part, it's okay. I'm going to make it a little bit larger. There we go. That's better. And something like that. And just working my way down the leg. And I switched to a vert mode more specifically in these areas where I have all this extra detail in for these like leg bands and boot bands or whatever they call it, to make sure that it lines up correctly. So to make sure I get all of the edges and verts that I need. So from here, this is where I've gotten. It looks really weird and blocky. To fix that, just select your mesh, hold Shift and right click, and go to Soften, Harden Edge, Soften Edge, and that will give it that more soft look. But now I've got those bands in there as well. as the topology for the leg. So I've gone from the ankle all the way up to the leg, and that's about where we're at right now. So the next video, I'll basically mirror this leg on this side, and then I'll do the arm, and I'll mirror the arm as well, and then I'll build the torso, and in a separate video following that, I will connect the torso to these parts. So for now, this is where we're at, and thanks for watching. More to come.